We're back. Let's go. Wade, what's up?
What's up, brother?
How you doing, man?
Good, man. Happy to be here.
Jason. Jason, how you feeling, man?
Hey man, I'm blessed. You already know. Ready to get
Here we
into this
go.
conversation.
Yeah, let's go, man. Another weekend about to start. It's Friday. Your boy Gilbert, he's out of jail. Your man was running this high stakes poker. Um, I guess I'm not gonna say I guess. I kind of know it's illegal to have your own gambling ring. Um, so he was in California having his own gambling ring, and he got arrested for it. And I'm just going to tie it into Shannon Sharpe getting fired from ESPN, not getting his new contract. Um, Man, he was the two black brothers that were doing something good within the podcast lane. What's going on, Jason?
Well, I think Gil still has a lot, moving forward. I think, if he doesn't get convicted of a crime, I think people are going to look past it. I think it's a little bit different when you're talking about violence against women, sexual assault, manipulation of women. I think people look at that a little bit differently than some guys sitting around a poker table that shouldn't be doing it. So I think Gil, this is a speed bump for him, but it's a roadblock for Shannon Sharpe. And I think Shannon Sharpe is really going to struggle. I think he still has Nightcap. He still has Club Shay Shay. They will recover. But those $100 million deals, the $10 million a year deals with ESPN, he was on his way to being a mogul and being the largest name in sports media. And now the lane is open for me to actually take that mantle because he messed up his own money. You heard me?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's kind of sad, man. I feel like this could have been a play to bring my man down, but who knows? I don't know what happened behind these closed doors. But I do know that you know, I don't want to say guilty, but Gilbert Arenas had his jersey number. He had some other stuff on his poker table. I think you showed me. Wait, what was it?
Yeah, he had his basically a picture of himself with his jersey number on the craps table or the poker table. But like I said, I think it's gonna be a slap on the wrist, like Jason said. Nothing serious. He committed a crime, but there's worse crimes out there besides playing poker with your friends. I think they said he had an undercover FBI agent there who snitched basically. So hopefully he get out of that. They showed him going down the steps saying what he said. He's free. He's home. $50,000 bond. Shannon Sharpe, it's a tough situation. We saw he got hit with another lawsuit today, or was it $20 million? Somebody else trying to sue him for. So it's sad to see the downfall of Shannon Sharpe because I really like Club Shay Shay. I love Nightcap with him and Ocho Cinco. And I love seeing him on First Take too. What I think happened, I think Skip sent that OnlyFans girl to Shannon Sharpe. That's what I think really happened. I think Skip did. I think Skip set that up.
Ah, man, that's crazy. It's a lot of pettiness going on, man. Skip sending the girl over there, FBI agent snitching, acting like they're a poker player. It's crazy.
I
Crazy.
mean, the crazy thing to me is that's what the FBI is doing right now. They're going to poker games at some dude's crib. Like we're talking about, transnational gangs and all kinds of violence in America, and they're going to poker games.
You know what? He probably was involved with the poker games for a while, and he started losing, and he got mad, and he snitched.
Yeah, so I may be wrong, but didn't it say it was going on from 2020 to 2021? Well,
That's
is
crazy.
it
See,
currently still going on from what did it start in 2020 COVID time until now, or
yeah,
was it just those 2 years?
it says something about it starting around 2020.
Oh, so it's been going on for 5 years.
Mm,
Okay, so it's
I would
currently
assume so.
got you.
All right, yeah, that sounds crazy. We got Skip sending OnlyFans women over to Shannon. Then we got FBI agents setting up Gilbert Arenas, snitching on them probably because they're losing at the poker games. It's ridiculous. But anyway, let's keep it moving. Let's go on to Michael Jordan, man. He's in the limelight again as a contributor for NBC Sports. I saw they have a great lineup of ex NBA players. He said he's excited to be on NBC again, the NBA being back on NBC. I remember those days when the NBA was on NBC, man. There was some good games, man. It was like a lot of finals that I watched, and I remember the NBC logo. Are you excited to see him on there, Jason?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Michael Jordan, of course, is the person who blew the NBA up. He is arguably the greatest player of all time. So it's always interesting to hear his opinion and to, hear him covering the sport. However, I don't think he has the same kind of personality as the NBA stars that we really have grown to love. Their commentary, guys like Shaq and Kenny and Charles. He doesn't really have that kind of personality. He's the guy who's the fierce competitor. So it would be nice to hear him actually call a game, kind of like what Fox Sports did with Tom Brady. I think that would be amazing. But to just hear his commentary, he doesn't have that entertainment value and that, joke around kind of value that some of those other players have. But I still want to hear his opinion. And I definitely want to see him do some games, some of LeBron's games, and see what he says, if he's a hater or if he's really somebody that's going to give his honest opinion about who I say is the GOAT.
Listen, that's going to be very interesting to hear his comments about these new players. I mean, LeBron's not new, but we haven't heard him talk about him much. So I am excited to hear that, and especially these young dudes that are taking over the game. I want to see him, what he has to say about Ja Morant and all these young guys. What do you think, Wade? I mean, we haven't seen the NBA on NBC in a long time. I think that it's going to help that Jordan is on NBC Sports. The NBA on NBC starts in October. You ready for it, Wade?
Ready for it. Like you said, I grew up watching the NBA on NBC. I remember watching the finals with Barkley and Jordan back in the day, and all the other games as well. I agree with you, Jason. I feel like he don't really have that personality, but we really don't know yet. We haven't really seen Jordan in that lane yet, so we really don't know what his personality is like. And he's only doing pregame and halftime, so normally that's out on the floor. So he may not even be in the studio to really show his personality. He may just talk about the game and then that's it. I know we hear Kenny Smith, we hear Ernie Johnson, Shaq, all of them, and that's one of the greatest shows. But after the games, but I feel like let's give him a chance. Let's see what happens. I know he always said that he can't coach. He don't want to commentate because, like you say, he's a fierce competitor. So it's going to be really interesting. I was surprised when I heard that he's going to do it, and I feel like he should just stay doing what he's doing with his shoes and the Jordan brand and the racing and everything like that, because he's kind of like Jay-Z, man. Like, we never see him. He don't have a social media presence. So I don't want to water down Jordan. I don't want to see him so much. Like, when I see him, I know everybody say it's like seeing Jesus, Black Jesus. I want to keep it like that. I don't want to have it where like we see Jordan all the time, man, because, like I said, like what they say that it makes it better when you don't see the person as much and they don't have a social media presence.
Well, I have no idea how much we're going to see him. I mean, it's rumored that he's getting 40 million, which is a lot to us, but it's not, as big as some of these other commentators. So maybe we won't see him as much as we think we will. I think it's all just a thing just to kind of get viewers back to watching NBC, the NBA on NBC, right, Jason?
Yeah, I mean, I think Tom Brady got 50 from Fox Sports. So they're paying Michael Jordan a little bit less, but still, I do want to hear what Michael Jordan has to say. I do want to hear his opinion on the games, and particularly on the game today, and comparing it to his era and comparing the competition and the athleticism of his era to what we see today. The guy I really want to hear from is Marcus Jordan. That dude would be entertaining. I bet you that would be fun to watch. But have Marcus Jordan, Larsa Pippen. You know what I'm saying? That would be fun to watch. But Michael Jordan, he is the brand for the NBA. Of course, his shoes are so important. And I agree with Wade. I liked a little bit of that mystique. You know what I'm saying? Him being a little bit separate from the game and him just kind of being this mythical figure that we all remember from the 1990s. Unless you live in the D.C. area and you remember the Wizards years like I do, which was heartbreaking. But other than that, he's still Michael Jordan, and, people still want to hear his opinion, and I'm one of them.
Yeah, I think I liked seeing him with the Wizards just because I got to see him and actually, have a good memory of him on the court because he played with the Wizards. That's the only reason I like it. I'm just being selfish about it because I got to see him live with the Wizards. But
but not going to the playoffs. Like, I was like, yo, the Wizards about to be good for the first time in my life. You know what I mean? Shout out to Gil. Yo, shout out to Gilbert. Gilbert brought some good memories. Gilbert, John Wall. Shout out to them. Let them roll that dice and gamble. Yeah, I mean, as long as they keep the guns at home, let them do their thing because they actually brought the Wizards some good times.
Hey, put the guns down and put the cards up. That's what he did.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, and like you said, man, hey, it would be more entertaining if they had Larsa or Marcus. And right there, I'm gonna say that's an invite to come on this show and talk sports. If either you are like willing to talk sports or want to talk sports, you can come on this show. This platform is for you. Anyway, so the Raiders lost a defensive tackle, Wade, Christian Wilkins. He had just signed an $110 million contract for 4 years, but they cut him, Wade. You know why they cut him?
Why they cut him?
Because people some people are playful, man, and some people are affectionate with their playing. We all know that horseplay goes on in the locker room. You played sports. Was there any horseplay like that when you were in the?
It was horseplay, but we wasn't kissing, man. And also, you gotta understand, like I went to Curl in DC, Archbishop Curl in DC, my first 2 years. None of that at all. None of that. When I went to school in Bullis, it was a different demographic there, different type of people.
You can go ahead and say it, Wade.
It was white people there.
Wade. Let us know what
white people do horseplay differently, but this guy's black.
Yeah, it was different. It was different, but I don't know where he's from. I don't really know too much about him, but I don't think he meant no malice. But I think he just team camaraderie, man, just having a good time. I don't think he meant anything bad by it. He said he had the contract. He already had signed the contract.
Yeah, so I don't think it was bad intent, and I mean, this type of thing, is rare. But would you have went to HR, Jason, for something like this?
I mean, seeing how big that dude is, and I couldn't try to step to him, I might have told, you know what I'm saying? But either way, I think it was a little bit much for him to react that way. He could have just been like, yo, I don't really play like that. You know what I'm saying? We've all had his
head though, right? Not the lips. He kissed him on the head, right?
Yeah, he kissed him on his forehead. I mean, I don't think that's that big a deal, to be honest with you. As Wade said, I went to a school that had a lot of white people, and they did things that I was like, yo, whoa, that's a little much. But again, people make it seem like, oh, this is so bad because men touching other men. We don't do that in the locker room. Stop lying. Dudes slap each other on the butt in basketball. I still remember Isaiah Thomas and Magic Johnson kissing on the court, doing the little cheek kiss. These are things that do happen. I remember the white dudes, they would do this thing called ball taps, where they would literally slap you in the balls. You know what I'm saying? Brothers didn't play like that, but they did it to each other. You know what I'm saying? So those are things that are relatively normal. I think this dude, I also think, training camp is tense for football. It's just a tense time. If they had done that in the middle of a winning season, I think the guy may have brushed it off. But this is a guy who's probably trying to make a team. And now you have Christian Wilkins, who just lost, I think, $37 million in guaranteed money or $32 million in guaranteed money. Mm-hmm. It's a shame, but he obviously can ball, so somebody's going to pick him up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hopefully somebody picks him up. I hate to see that this man lost his career over something like that. So hopefully his career is not over with. He's just, to me, just playing too much. But stuff like this does happen. You see Wade, players on the court, NBA players jumping on each other back. Where's the line?
Yeah, man, it's just team camaraderie, man. I don't think it's nothing. You have to be a part of the team to understand that. I don't think he meant no malice by it. Like I said, I think it's just having fun with your teammates, man. They going through grueling training camp and everything like that. Not saying it because you go through a grueling training camp, you need to kiss your teammate on the forehead, but I don't know what happened. I don't know what the situation was. I don't know if they was just joking. Maybe he saw it on a skit or something like that on the gram or TikTok. I don't know why he did it, but I don't feel like it's something for the guy to lose what he's been shooting for his whole life, trying to make it to the NFL, sign a big contract like that, to take care of your teammate. Don't do that. Come on,
Also,
man.
I mean, he violated that man's personal space. I mean, and then who knows? Maybe it was
Oh
other.
man, are we that sensitive now?
I mean,
Some guys,
Like,
like some people, are
what
like,
I was
yo,
gonna
chill
say,
out, bro.
following that is we don't know what led up to it. Like this man might have been doing other stuff
Right.
in the locker room that he didn't like, and then this might have been like, "Yo, I'm done. I gotta go to HR and report it." You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I don't
Right.
know.
Also, we don't know what that guy we don't know what that guy been through as a kid or whatever. Who
Right.
got kissed on the forehead.
That's a fact.
We
That's a
don't know.
fact.
So maybe
Yeah.
that was
Yeah. Yeah, I generally believe, yo, keep your hands to yourself, keep your lips to yourself, all of that. Unless, I'm a big person on consent. You know what I'm saying? You hear me there, Shannon? No, I'm joking.
Yo,
Now, much love to Shannon Sharpe. Like that was one of my inspirations, honestly, for a lot of things that I'm trying to do in my career. But, you know, I definitely think, personal space, but I think he should have gotten, unless there was something else documented, he should have gotten a warning. That's all I'm saying. It's like, yo, bring him in the coach's office and be like, yo, stop grabbing dudes and kissing them. Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dude was really offended. You should go and apologize. That's going to be your teammate. You know what I mean?
right.
yeah, for sure. Now I asked AI who would win between Canelo and Crawford. We do know that Crawford jumped 2 weight classes. And before I tell you what they said, what do you think, Jason? What do you think AI told me who was going to win this fight?
What do I think AI told you, or what do I think's going to happen?
I want to know what you think AI told me.
I believe AI told you that Canelo Alvarez is going to win the fight.
Wrong. I'll tell you that now. And so I want you to explain why you said that.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think you already said it, jumping 2 weight classes. We've seen people jump up weight classes. It's not easy because, something suffers if you are naturally a smaller guy. You are going to either lose your speed, or you're not going to have the same power, or you're not going to have the same stamina to be able to box 12 rounds. Now, Terrence Crawford is a special athlete, and I'm still kind of leaning towards Canelo, but I think it's a 55-45 fight, and anything can happen, and I would not be shocked because every time I've doubted Terrence Crawford, I have regretted it because he ends up pulling out the victory. So, anything could happen, but Canelo Alvarez is one of the greatest fighters we've ever seen, greatest fighters of this generation. And I think, that size difference, and you're not going to knock Canelo out. That's not going to happen. You know what I mean? Dude has some of the best balance and the most solid chin that I've seen in boxing history. So,
yeah,
you're going to have to beat him on points, and he will follow you and cut off the ring. He's good at that. So we'll see what happens, man.
I'm not sure he has to knock him out. I think that, Stephen A. Smith said that, with his switched stance tactics, that could be enough for Crawford to win. Amir Khan said that Crawford has the upper hand because of his footwork and the fact that he's sober all the time. I guess that's a big difference. Like, is that really affect the fight, Jason? I mean, Wade, if that, somebody that can have this type of footwork, elite footwork, and not drinking?
Yeah, I feel like it could help him win. I feel like Canelo, like just to echo what Jason said, I feel like Canelo, AI. Well, you said no AI didn't have Canelo as winning. You said
They had Crawford winning.
Okay, I feel like Crawford's going to win. I think Crawford's going to win.
You're an AI guy too at that, so.
No, I'm not really an AI guy, but I feel like Crawford's going to win. But I do agree with everything that Jason said, though. It's tough going up 2 weight classes. It's tough. We'll see.
All right. Well, I know that we won't be seeing Lamont Roach fight Gervonta Davis anytime soon, Jason. I know we were all anticipating that. At age 30, it sounds like he's going to retire. I mean, that's the news around town, right, Jason? Is it too early for him to retire?
No, I think when you're done, one of the things, boxing is such a brutal sport that once you're done and you don't feel like you still have the stomach for it, then walk away. And I tell people, don't look back. Particularly if you've made millions of dollars and you have a family that you can take care of, like there's no reason why someone like Gervonta Davis can't walk away from boxing. And I remember hearing him say, I really want to go to therapy, but I'm scared to go to therapy while I'm boxing because he thinks it'll take away his edge, his killer edge. And my thing is, you got daughters, get the therapy while they're still young. Be a healed person. Boxing is a sport you've already given us many moments to enjoy and to look back at. You don't owe the boxing world anything. Mm-hmm. You don't owe anybody anything. Step away from the sport, get therapy, and love on those baby girls and become a better man and a better husband. And so I don't think that he has to, say, oh, it's too early. People want to see you talking, like I said before, people want to see you talking like Tommy Hearns. You know what I'm saying? They want to see you battered and broken like Wilfredo Gomez or, and then they'll be like, damn, look, he's all messed up. Mm. You know what I'm saying? If you can retire with all your faculties, with millions of dollars in the bank, and be able to be a better man and I encourage all black men, if you feeling it, go to therapy. That's something we as black men need to normalize. And so I would love to see Gervonta come out a healed person saying, therapy helped me. Meta World Peace, that's one of the things. Shout out to Meta World Peace. He was somebody who normalized therapy for black men. And Gervonta would be, another person who could do that, who came up. And I know where Gervonta's from, in Baltimore. That's a rough area. And he had a rough upbringing. Mm-hmm. And now he deserves to chill if he's going to chill. I just don't want to see him retire and then come back 5 years later because he needs money and ruin his legacy or get hurt in the ring.
Well, I mean, he's undefeated. He's pound for pound in the top 10 pound for pound. And there was something that said that, he would come back out of retirement for the money. Because I heard that maybe, this is just a rumor, that, he wants to be more in that lane where, Floyd is. It's like fighting YouTubers like Jake Paul and all these other like off-brand fights. Do you think that's a good move for him, Wade?
No, I don't think that's a good move for him. I don't really think he's going to retire. I think he's just taking a little mental break right now. I think he just has some legal troubles. And even his trainer said that it's fake news. He's not really going to retire. So I think he's just going through something right now. And I think he don't want to end his career with a draw. His last fight was a draw, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't want to end it like that. But I think also that draw may have kind of messed him up a little bit mentally. But he did take a couple of hits and he stumbled a couple times in that fight, which we never really saw. So I feel like he's not going to retire. I feel like he's just taking some time to himself, and I feel like he'll be back. I don't think he's going to be fighting YouTubers and things like that. I feel like he's too good of a fighter, and he's still young. He's only 30 years old. But I do agree with Jason. If you can walk away right now and still have a good mind and you good and no issues, I feel like you should, because boxing can't take that many hits to your head, man. Like it'll take a toll on you.
And he's probably been boxing since he was like 7, 8 years old. Mm-hmm. So we saw him for the last 5, 10 years, but he's been taking those hits since he was a child. And again, like when I heard him say he wanted to get therapy, I'm like, yo, he clearly wants to be a better man, but is scared to do so because he thinks he can't box and do that. And I think, being a better man, that's going to last you longer. You got money. You just need to learn how to manage it. And you don't owe anybody, so step away from the sport. You've given us great moments. We've seen those knockouts. We've seen all that great stuff. I would like to see him fight Lamont Roach, really for Lamont Roach's benefit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Lamont Roach deserves another shot. But other than that, I think it's good for him to walk away and be a father. And I encourage all black men, if you're hurting inside, you know what I'm saying? If you feel angry all the time, to go and step in and get therapy. I think that's beautiful.
You're 100% right. I agree with all of that. If he needs some type of help, I hope he finds it. And I'm all for it. I'm all for it if that's what he needs to do. Just as long as Elmo doesn't tweet about it. Is it still tweeting? Because since it's X now, I don't know. But either way,
people still call it tweet.
Okay, yeah. Well, as long as we don't get any comments from Elmo, this Sesame Street follower. I mean, he has like 640,000 followers, and we saw that it was some racist comments on his X account. What happened, Jason? Is Elmo racist?
Yeah, he's all for the orange or the red over anybody else. But not listen. If there's one entity that has kept people away from racism, it's Sesame Street. You know what I'm saying? One of the reasons that we have Sesame Street in the first place was because they didn't show black kids and Latino kids on television. So they made this fake street in New York and they showed black and Puerto Rican kids who never got any exposure on television. And it normalized black and Latino kids, along with, Fat Albert, but black and Latino kids for kids in, Idaho. For the first time, they turn on their television and see black kids and be like, yo, that kid is just like me. And he talks just like me. And he thinks like I do. And he likes, games and, sports just like I do. And I think that was so important for the country and moving us forward. So no, I don't think Elmo is an anti-Semite and a racist. He clearly got hacked, and we know that X is such a garbage pail of a freaking, platform right now. They basically platform Nazis, and we also got AI. The Grok thing, like on their AI. At one point, they were praising Hitler on the AI job. You know what I'm saying? So. It's unfortunate. My kids were both Elmo fans.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my son, he could barely talk, but he could sing Elmo's song when he was little.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Elmo is definitely not racist. That's one person I will or one monster I will advocate for.
Yeah. I mean, he's one of Sesame Street's most popular characters, man. I remember when he was like sweeping the stores with that Tickle Me Elmo doll.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was crazy. I mean, people were fighting over it at one point back in the day. But I don't know if you watched Sesame Street growing up, Wade, but and I don't know how many kids follow him on X, but do you think this would affect kids?
Of course, I grew up on Sesame Street. Couldn't wait to watch it. But I feel like he was hacked, just like Jason said. I feel like Elmo wouldn't say those type of things. Why would he say something?
Elmo.
Not Elmo, man. So I feel like he definitely was hacked. And let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's see what happens. I think Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, needs to get better with their authentications. With people hacking and stuff like that, need to go through a little bit more cybersecurity protocols so that doesn't happen in the future.
Yeah, definitely. They have to find something to stop these accounts from getting hacked. This is not the first hack we've seen on X. So now it's like, I don't know how legit, like people get their news from X. So, it's kind of risky now.
Also some people want to say how they really feel. Some people get fed up and just want to express themselves. So who knows? I'm going to give Elmo the benefit of the doubt, but we never really know. It could have really been Elmo just saying what he wanted to say and say I was hacked. Almost like, well, I ain't going to say it's almost like Shannon Sharpe, but he didn't know he was live. So it's like, I ain't saying it's the same thing, but it's like people do stuff and act like they didn't know they did it. You know what I mean? So who knows, man?
Yeah, look, Wade, we know Shannon Sharpe. You and I know that he knew he was going live and he wanted that kind of, that event to be heard by people. And I'm sure when he was with Michelle that he had on something that smelled good, but nothing that probably smells as good as these right here that I got in front of you right now. This is called Maison de Darius. They are one of our first sponsors here. Let me tell you, I just put on this Metanoir. Yo, it is like, on the real, I think I might get lucky tonight. I'm gonna get near, snuggle up close to the wife. I think she's gonna fall for this right here. This is also a woman's fragrance called Notoria. It is really good. Get it for your girl. She's going to love you. This is a Black-owned business, so please support, of course, Maison de Darius. If you want to, get that smell good and get those girls and men, if you're whatever, you will definitely get some love with these. So check this out. Black-owned business, support.
I need one of those, man. I mean, you sound like you're being selfish, man. Share that with me and Wade. We need some of that.
I got you. I got the samples. I got the samples. They sent them to me. Shout out to, my man Zach. Sent me the samples. I'm gonna send them to you. You can give them to your peoples. But don't give it to anybody you consider, to be a rival or competition. You know what I'm saying? When you go out, and you will stand out, I promise.
Yeah. One person I know don't need it is this butt sniffer that just got caught. He's obviously not into nice smells, or maybe he is. I don't know what type of butt he was smelling in Nordstrom Rack. Ladies, watch your back in Nordstrom Rack. There's a sex offender out there sniffing butts. But don't worry, don't panic too much. They caught him. I mean, how crazy is this, Wade? I mean, you're in Nordstrom Rack, and then you happen to catch a man sniffing your butt.
I'm gonna say she must have had Flower Bomb on. I know you that Jason, that fragrance right there, but I love Flower Bomb too. Flower Bomb is one of the best smelling perfumes I've ever smelled on a woman in my life. So let's just say she had Flower Bomb on and he was just following the smell. He smelled Flower Bomb in the air. Nah, all seriousness, man. Like, that's sick, man. Like, you in Nordstrom smelling girls' butts, man. That's terrible. Come on.
Yeah. There's a
Come on,
video on TikTok, Jason, in Barnes and Noble, where he gets caught trying to sniff this woman's butt.
They got a video of him.
Yeah, and I'm not going. And I know this sounds funny, but this is. I mean, he's a sex offender, so I mean, how serious is this, Jason? I mean, you gotta watch your back just when you're looking for books in Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, I mean, it is serious. I mean, of course, it's comical at the same time, but I know a lot of these women feel violated, and I definitely empathize and sympathize with them. And I'm glad that they caught this guy. But speaking of therapy, this guy clearly needs some therapy if he's out sniffing random butts, in public places. But I will just say one more time, if you
No
want
pun
your
intended,
butt
but
good, you definitely can get you some Maison de Darius and spray that, right over top of your clothes or underneath them, and you should be straight.
yeah, I mean, it's a good fragrance and it smells good. I don't know if we want to spray it. That might attract them to it.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Exactly.
go ahead, Wade.
No, I just think he a sick dude, man. You in Nordstrom's, man, like smelling girls' butts, man. They had him on camera. He like stood up, then he planned it out. He bent down, then he got close, then he backed up. She turned around. Like, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. But he's sick in the head, obviously, because he has prior offenses. So he's a sick guy.
Mm-hmm. Very sick, man. It's just sad that there's even sick people out there. Like, who even thinks to do something like that? Especially in public. I mean, what you do behind closed doors, that's his business. But in the public place is ridiculous. And since it is a little bit serious and he is a sex offender, ladies, I just wanted to say there's a hotline if you see anybody like this, 800-222-8477. Anyway, Genuine. People want their money back, Jason. He's not performing or singing the songs properly is what they're saying. People are complaining. Should they get their money back? I mean, Genuine is kind of, last I checked, he was close to bankruptcy, and I know he's doing this for the funds, but is he just taking a lazy route?
I don't know, man. Shout out to Genuine. I think what is he, from Silver Spring, or is he from Virginia? I can't remember.
No, he's from Maryland.
Yeah, so he's, I got mad love for all the people from the DMV area, from Baltimore. What I was seeing like a year ago when his knees were giving out when he was jumping off stage, like, it looked like he was trying to give people a good show. You know what I'm saying? He's just not the same guy. I think a lot of people probably think that it's going to be the same dude who was, in the pony video with no shirt on and the abs and all of that. And shout out, speaking of Gil, I think it was Gilbert Arenas who told a story about how Genuine pieced one of the NBA players up in the club. You know what I'm saying? And Genuine ain't a big dude. You know what I'm saying? He still knocked this dude out. But shout out to Genuine. I think he's trying. He's doing his best. I think you have to temper your expectations. I think he's had his issues, you know what I'm saying, over the years. And when you see him, you just got to be like, all right, he's going to give it his best. It's the same thing. My boy saw Bobby Brown in concert. And I think he was still thinking it was going to be Bobby Brown with the Gumby, but this is Bobby Brown with the pregnant belly. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't the same show. You know what I'm saying? But you got to expect people age. It's not going to be the same.
Yeah, I mean, the last one I saw, he looked like Cedric the Entertainer on stage, referring to Bobby Brown. I mean, should people expect a full out performance wave from these older R&B singers? I know he's doing this tour because I mean he got $3,000 a month to pay in child support, and he got sued by his manager for $73K.
Yeah, let's give Genuine some grace. He's from the DMV. And that clip you talking about, Jason, is they said he lived in Southeast. But I know, like, so when I was young, I had a period of time, maybe 3 years, I lived in the suburbs in Fort Washington, right across the street from Friendly High School. So I used to see Riddick Bowe all the time. Joe Claire, mom, lived like kind of like was a neighbor. So I used to always see Joe Claire as a kid. You know, that was crazy for me because I used to always watch Rap City. And then Genuine lived in Tantalion. I think him and Soleil. So I used to always see Genuine all the time too. So, but I used to see the Genuine that we know, not this new Genuine. So, like I said, he got to do what he got to do, man. He performing, trying to make money, man. Like he ain't the same Genuine, man. He ain't the same OG no more. You know what I mean? He ain't got the abs. He falling in holes. He falling in holes on the stage, man. Like he doing his little neck thing. You know what I'm saying? Like they making fun of him, man. Like I feel bad for him, man. But he got to do what he got to do. But when I read article, they said that he's not even singing the song. Like his background singers are singing, and he just talking on a mic, and he's remixing all his songs, saying lyrics that the crowd don't even know. So they sitting there, they paying money to see him sing certain songs, and he making up his own lyrics. That's kind of crazy, man. But like I said, let's give him some grace, man. We all out here trying to survive, trying to make some money, man. So
Yeah,
he a legend, but I feel the fans to a certain extent, though. You out there trying to sing Pony, and he's singing a remix version that he just created. Don't nobody know.
yeah. I'm trying to agree with giving him grace, but if I pay my money, man, I need to hear the right lyrics to the song, man. You know? Don't you want to
Yeah,
hear the
nah,
Pony lyrics, Jason? I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really be singing Pony like that. You know what I'm saying? That's all you, Bob. But you know what I'm saying? You the one out here wanting to ride ponies.
nah,
But
chill. Nah.
but no, I definitely think when you spend your hard-earned money, you want a certain kind of show. And hopefully he learns, all right, that what I did this time didn't work. People weren't feeling that. But you also got to remember, it ain't the same, like you said, the same OG. You know what I'm saying? Like this is 56-year-old Genuine. You know what I'm saying? Who I think is, like I said, has some struggles over time. So, you know, show them a little. Temper your expectations. Your expectations
Yeah.
can't be at the same level that they were at, you know, into the year 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I saw some Bobby Brown clips, and he ain't dancing like how he was dancing with the Gumby, man. So we
Yeah.
gotta recognize that, man. It ain't the same Bobby Brown, man. That's like you said, that's such an entertainer, man.
It's like watching the NBA versus watching the Big Three. I mean, the Big Three is dope, don't get me wrong, but they ain't the same, you know what I'm saying? They ain't doing the same things that they were doing when they were balling in the league because they're older.
Mm-hmm.
Besides Beasley is.
Yeah, Beasley's still balling, yeah.
Balling like a madman too, man. He's leading the league in scoring.
Yeah.
You
I'm
know?
so happy for that dude, man. Yo, Bees, we want you on the pod, man. Word up. Like, we need to get you on the pod, have a conversation. We're all big fans. You know what I'm saying? So if you're watching this, talk to Mike Beasley, DM him, put it in the comments and on his social media, and let him know we definitely want him on our podcast.
For sure.
Yeah, get a shout out. Set that up for us. One of y'all set it up, right? One of y'all can set that up. All right, one more before we go. I talked to AI again, and
I keep thinking you mean Allen Iverson. Every time you say that, I'm like, yo, talk to AI, son.
I mean, if he hears this, then yeah, I was talking about him. But we got NFL predictions, and I think you all should have seen them by now. But they got the Bills going at 11-6, the Ravens at 12-5, Kansas City Chiefs at 12-5, San Francisco at 12-5. Now, I will say I don't agree with the Rams going 10-7, but I'm biased, of course. What do you think of those for the NFC
I'll
and
go.
AFC?
I think I'm a Chiefs guy, so I'm going with the Chiefs. I like the Eagles too, but I feel like Chiefs got to get that redemption from what happened to them last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we talked to Gerard last episode, and he had you remember Jason? He had the Commanders going. What was it?
I think it was 11-6.
This AI says 7-10.
Ooh, I mean, I am closer to AI. I see more like a 9-8 type of situation. 11-6 seems a little bit high, and I think that NFC East is going to be tough. I don't think Dallas is going to be any good, but I definitely think Philly's always good, and I think the Giants are going to be sneaky good this year.
Well, it says the Giants at 6-11, Dallas 10-7, which is more games than the Commanders, and then the Eagles 11-6.
I think that's strange because, I mean, if Dallas, I don't see any new moves that Dallas made. I mean, yes, they have Micah Parsons, but they had Micah Parsons last year.
Mm-hmm.
And that didn't make a difference. Yes, they have CeeDee Lamb, but they had CeeDee Lamb last year.
Mm-hmm.
Only difference is they had Dak. And I think Dak, you could add like maybe 2 more wins, but I don't see where they made any big moves that would have me excited, or I'm not a Cowboys fan, but that would make me think that the Cowboys are going to be better than these other teams. I also think, maybe I'm being fooled by the training camp footage, but it really looks like the Giants, the receivers, and Russ are starting to gel. And I think they could be sneaky good. They could get a 10-7 season this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the Commanders, unless somebody really has found a way, if Terry McLaurin is on that field and you got, Debo, and you have, a top 5, at least top 10 quarterback, and he's really playing the same way that he played last season, you know what I'm saying? I don't see them being bad. And their defense, they have a defensive-minded coach, too. That's the other thing people don't recognize. Dan Quinn is a hell of a defensive coach.
Mm-hmm.
So the defense should be stout. So I think they're going to be okay, but I would put them more like 9-8.
Okay.
Terry just requested a trade, too. I don't know if you guys saw it today.
That
changes. That changes things.
You need to pay that man his money.
I think they're not going to grant him that trade.
Yeah.
If they grant him the trade, I'd be shocked, unless they get something crazy for it. I think they realize how good Terry McLaurin is. They're not going to give him up.
Then again, yeah, the Commanders would be crazy to do that. I don't think the Commanders would do it, but the Redskins might do it.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you don't agree with a lot of these AI records, Jason. What about the Ravens going 12-5?
I see that. I think
you agree with that one though?
Yeah, no, I do. I think the Ravens are going to be good. The Bills are going to be good. The Chiefs are going to be pretty good. I feel like Travis Kelce has to get old at some point.
Mm-hmm.
The dude just hasn't gotten old yet, but he's a tight end that makes elite wide receiver catches. Like he's gotta get old on us. And now we know he's been in movies. I just watched the Happy Gilmore sequel. Travis Kelce's in that joint. He got his little wifey. You know what I'm saying? And she got Billy's, you know what I'm saying? We ain't talking Millies. She got Billy's. Like, I could see him maybe slipping up. Maybe not. Maybe skipping a workout here and there. You know what I mean? And not being the same Travis Kelce. So, while I know Wade is a Chiefs guy, and maybe I'll bet him, a bottle of Natanwa, you know what I'm saying? That I think they're going to go 10-7. I don't think they're going to to be the same team. They may be 9-8. I don't think they're going to be
I
that
like
great.
the Chiefs. I like the
Wow.
Chiefs. I like the Chiefs. Chiefs and Eagles, 2 teams.
I think the Bucks are going to be good this year. Saints are going to be booty cheeks. They might as well get sniffed in Barnes and Nobles because they going to be straight
Well,
up booty.
let's read what it says. I mean, they got Tampa Bay going 8-9, and they got the Saints going 7-10. But since you talked about that, the worst records are the Patriots, the Steelers, and the Panthers, all going 5-12.
I think the Panthers will go 5-12. I think that's fair. I think the Patriots are going to be a little bit better than that. And I think the Steelers are going to be better than the record that they're giving them. They're not going 5-12. Not with the coaching that they have, not with Mike Tomlin, aka Omar Epps. They're not going to fall off like that. And they have a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I know people are like, he's not the same Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, how do we know that? He was with the Jets. Everybody sucks with the Jets. Name a quarterback that has not sucked with the Jets. I can't remember the last time they had
was decent. Favre was decent, but I feel you.
Yeah, I mean, he sucked when he was with the Jets.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't that good. I think what were they 8-8 that year? Like, they weren't nothing. So he still threw 28 touchdowns and I think 11 picks. Like, that's still somebody who can ball. Now he's got DK. I think they're going to eke out, and the Steelers' defense is always solid. So I think they're going to be better than that record that AI is giving them. I think, the Panthers are going to be the Panthers, though. Like they just cooked.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's going to be an exciting season no matter what. I hope that the Ravens make it out to AFC, and I hope that the Rams make it out to NFC. But thanks a lot, fellas. I appreciate you coming on today. It's been great talking to you all. I hope you guys have a great weekend.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Let me see that cologne again.
This one is like that. I'm a big fan. It's called Meton Noir. Notoria, this is the women's fragrance. It smells really good, but this one here, I was like, yo.